welcome back for another movement practice with Suzanne. This is my interpretation of the Pilates series of 5, and this sequence of 5 plus 7, so I made it 7 movements, has basically saved my lower back. Just as a little backstory, after having children, especially my first one, it took me a long time to get my core turned on again. I thought it was, and then I experienced like major lower back pain when my son was probably 5 years old, to the point where I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And I did these 7 exercises every single day, and now I feel invincible. But I don't miss a day, like that's the consistency is where you get the results. So consistently do these exercises. I would recommend doing them before you go on a walk, definitely before you go on a jog, before you play a sport like volleyball, tennis, before you go kayaking, and before you garden, before you start leveraging your body weight forward. So, I mean, I don't know, this could be an idea, but like, what if you got out of bed and just went straight onto the floor and did the series of 7? Not only is it going to get your heart rate going, get your circulation going, it's also going to get your core to be working for you all day. And then you can do it again when you need it, like throughout the day, so you're going to do something like, so doing this every day, because it's not going to like max out your abs where you need more repair in between. I would say do this every day just as maintenance. Okay, so let's get right to it. This is a series of 7 exercises, and you may meet these, there's 5 of them that is like famously called the Pilates series of 5. I'm going to demo those, but like with a little more safety, keeping our head down for the majority of the time. And we'll work up to where we lift up our head and shoulders. When we need more stimulation, we'll go there. And then I'm going to add on a couple. I'm going to add on the bicycle and the bridge pulse, because those are just awesome. And I'm going to do them twice, and so that you can stay working through this whole video 2 times, or you can just play the video, do the first 7 exercises 1 round, and then stop it. Because I want this to be manageable, that you can just pull this out of your hat whenever you need to. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be laying on my back the whole time, and I'm going to be demoing, but it's really important to have your breath working for you. So because of that, it's also kind of hard for me to breathe the way I want you to breathe and talk to you at the same time. So make sure you're listening to what I'm saying rather than so much what my breath looks like when I'm doing the shapes, because this is not my workout. I work out at other times. So I'm not so focused on my breath being at the proper time. I'm more focused on making sure you have the right cues for these movements. And so just as a little preface, this is the breath that's going to be up into the chest, the expansive breath, and then every exhale, tighter, tighter, tighter. It's like, we're not going to, there's obviously a time to not be tight in your pelvic floor. This is the time to be tight in your pelvic floor, to keep that basket threaded so that it's going to support your lower back. And so again, I'm just going to, broken record, we're going to get down with intention. So you can see my feet are planted, my feet are hip width distance apart, my knees are hip width distance apart. I'm going to put my hands behind my pelvis, and I'm going to start to lower myself down nice and easy, because my abs aren't turned on yet, and so they're not really like going to be working for me. And I also just had a really big meal, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so the Pilates series of 5. Okay, plus 2, right? We're going to get those 2 extra movements in here. All right, we're going to start with our hands down by the side body, fingers down by your heels, and we're walking our shoulders away from our ears, so we have lots of space in the neck, and then we're even kind of curling the scapula underneath. So now we have this flat back, and then we're making sure that we're sealing our lower back. So we're getting a slight bowl shape in our pelvis. So we want to have very tight belly. And then we're going to start to pick up our knees. We're going to have our knees at a 90-degree angle and our hips at a 90-degree angle. So the first exercise this is like our starting position. This is our foundation position for this series of 7. The first one is the single leg stretch. So single leg stretches, one knee comes in and one leg goes extended. And then we switch it. One knee comes in, the other leg goes extended. Notice when I'm extending the leg, I am pointing my toes and my leg is flexed. I'm engaging every muscle on my leg and I'm hovering my leg. Okay, and when we're bringing the knee in, we're grabbing onto the shin. The arm closest to that leg is underneath the knee, and the arm furthest away from the leg is closer to the ankle. So I'm going to pull it in, and then I'm going to switch. And we're going to do this for 10, 9, or actually, yeah, so 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice. So maybe at the end there you heard my breath. It's a rapid breath. This is an exercise meant to do in quick succession. So you're doing quick exhales. And notice how my belly, let's do that together for a second. I'm getting really good at expelling my air quickly and then just letting the inhale come automatically. We call that, this is kind of like breath of fire. If you have a yoga practice, breath of fire is very similar to that. Okay, so the next one is the double leg. So the double leg is we're gonna have our arms go out while our legs go out, and we're making this diamond shape with our hands, and then we're bringing them in, pulling the shins in, toes are pointed. Inhale for extension, exhale to grab it, and we're gonna do 10. I'm actually flexing my feet, and I just want to make note that I changed my foot position, and I forgot to tell you to bring your heels together. Heels are sealing together, and I'm pulling my knees toward my armpits, and my arms are taking this big windmill. They're going up and then out and then squeezing the knees in. My pelvis is staying down the whole time. I'm not tilting my pelvis. Inhaling into the chest, exhaling, knees in. Let's do 2 more. Great. Moving right along. Ankle rotations, move them around. Okay, now the legs are up. We're going to do the single leg pulse. So as we call this like the hamstring pulse. So legs are up, point the toes. We're going to drop one leg and have one leg come up. And we're gonna we can grab onto the calf or the hamstrings or maybe both. And we're gonna go pulse, pulse, and then we're gonna switch, pulse, pulse. I'm trying to keep my legs straight. So your leg's only going as close to your face as it can staying straight. So maybe it's up here, maybe it's up here. Maybe I would really err on the side of straight. And we're tightening in the belly while we're doing this. So as the leg's going down, there's an extreme contraction. Halfway there. The leg is hovering. Point those toes. Relax the face. Give yourself a little smile. Last one. Bring the knees in, rock the knees side to side. Okay, next one. We're going to do legs. Well, actually, let's do the hundreds. So usually hundreds, the legs are up and they're at like a 45-degree angle or so. We're gonna actually have our knees bent, and we're gonna attempt the shoulder girdle up. So the shoulder girdle's up, neck is extended, arms are down by the side, and we pump it out. We pump the hands. We exhale for the count of 5. Inhale for the count of 5. And we do that 6 times. Ten times, excuse me. Halfway there. Three more. Last one, reach your fingers, reach your shoulders. And rest your shoulders, rest your head. Knees go in a circle, look to the left, look to the right. Okay, now the next one, the legs are gonna go down as a unit. And so this is when you're really gonna listen to yourself. Hands are down by your side body. You can even have your hands underneath your hips, and you're only going as far as you can when if you start to feel this. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm showing you not what to do. So if you start to arch your back, you've gone too far. You want to go to the space where you're keeping your back sealed, and then you bring your legs back up. My heels are together, my toes are flexed. I'm going down on an exhale. Inhale to come up for 10. Give yourself a smile. It's going to relax your neck, relax your cheeks. 8. Inhale up, tight core. 7. 2 more. And knees in, bend your knees. Knees in little circles. Knees in circles the other direction. Okay, the next one is the bridge pulse. So bridge pulse, we're gonna go up. We're gonna keep our hands down by our side body and realign your shoulders. Feel your scapula on the mat. Maybe you can feel your heels, but the feet are hip width distance, the knees are hip width distance. Make sure you're tracking here. And now we're gonna pick up the pelvis, nice and easy. And so notice how I'm laying my pelvis down. I'm going vertebrae by vertebrae, and I'm keeping my pubic bone lifted until my sacrum feels like it's gone down, and then I'm gonna seal my tailbone. So I'm gonna lift up the opposite way. I'm just gonna reverse it. Tailbone lifts, sacrum lifts. Now vertebra comes up, my shoulders stay there, and I'm gonna squeeze my butt and get my hips as high as they can go. I'm like trying to exaggerate how high my hips can go. And then I'm going down. We're gonna do this for 10. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, power up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale up and squeeze the butt. And exhale, lower. That's 3. Make sure your knees are staying tracking so you're not wobbling through your knees. You want to keep the knees and the legs nice and straight. And down. I think we have about 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one, we're going to go up. Now we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7. Every time I'm going up, I'm squeezing my butt. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze it up, slowly lower. Okay, the last one, we're already there. Knees come back to that starting position. Knees are in the tabletop. Let's point the toes. We're going to reach the arms behind our back and interlace the fingers around the nape of our neck. So this one, we're going to do the bicycle crunch. We're going to draw one knee in, one knee away, and opposite shoulder is going to go toward that knee. So I'm going to show you kind of an easy version. I'm keeping my opposite arm down, and I'm rolling onto that shoulder. Inhale to switch. Exhale over. So can you see that I'm staying on this shoulder and arm? I'm taking the easy route first. Inhaling down, exhaling to the other side. For 10. Let me hear your exhale. 8. 7. last one, get both sides. And bring it on in. All right, how was that? We already did one set, so you can be complete now, or you can get some extra credit. Let's go back to how we started. Knees come to a tabletop type position. We're gonna do the single leg stretch. Pull the knee in and switch for 10. Last one. Pull the knees in. Let's get straight into the next one. So now we're going to have the knees in, and we're going to straighten, extend, exhale, pull it in. For 10. And last one. I lost count, just full transparency there. Okay, now the legs are going to come in. We're going to do the hamstring stretch. So we're going to pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse. We're going to do 10. That's 9. Last one. Squeezing that back down toward the ground. And knees in, circle the knees. Circle the knees the other direction. Okay, series of 5. Knees are in the tabletop position. We're going to roll our shoulders off the mat. And then we're going to pump. Series of 5, sorry, the hundreds. This is the hundreds. We're going to inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 5. Every time you're exhaling, you zip, 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 zip. So you can hear my breath. And one more for extra credit. And rest the head, rest the shoulders. All right, now legs come up, heels together, toes apart. Maybe you want to sit on your hands. Maybe your hands are by your side body. It's a little bit easier on your lower back when you sit on your hands. And then we're going to exhale the legs down with control. We're squeezing the butt, squeezing the core. Inhale to bring them up. Exhale to lower. Inhale up. And maybe you're only going here. Maybe from here is when you start to tend to your lower back. So that's where you're going to stop. Wherever your lower back starts to lift, that's when you start pulling your legs back up. Use that breath. Notice how when you channel your breath and really enhance the sound, tongue on the roof of the mouth for 5. And bring it on in. All right, next one, bridge pose. Bridge pose with the thrust. We're thrusting our hips up and we're going to end in the pull. So we're going up for 10, 9, 8. Exhale on the way up, inhale to go down. one, hold it up. Whoops, I just got just got like a Charlie horse in my hamstring. That's nice. Just gonna, okay. Happens to the best of us. Just gonna straighten my legs for a second. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now we're gonna bring the legs or the hips up, and we're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, hold it up, and slowly lower down. Okay, knees come back up into that tabletop position. Let's point the toes. Arms are going to go behind your body, or arms are going to go up, hands at the nape of the neck, and we're going to do the bicycle crunch, but we're using a little crutch. We're rolling over onto our opposite arm. So typically, if I was going to do a crunch, I would not be having my shoulder and my arm stay down. So that's how we're taking the easy route today. But we're gonna, we'll work up to where the arms are off the mat. So we're gonna exhale, inhale. Alright, I think this is the last round. And rest your head. Whew. It's hard to keep our hair and the hair up when we're doing all this on our back. Alright, let's roll up. We can go over the roll another time. If this roll is not happening, which it very often does not happen, we'll roll to the side and then we'll come up. Alright, well that feels good, right? How do you feel? Comment below, send me an email, let me know how you feel. Let me know how that exercise works for you. Thank you.